The offices of Brightside Marketing were always buzzing. Telephones rang, keyboards clicked, and people hurried from meeting to meeting. In the center of this whirlwind sat Ameena, a senior strategist. While the world around her seemed chaotic, Ameena remained a picture of calm. She moved with a steady grace, her stylish silk hijab neatly pinned, and her eyes focused on the data on her screen. Her colleagues often wondered how she stayed so composed when the deadlines were so tight. During a coffee break, Sarah, a junior copywriter, sat down next to Ameena. "I've always wanted to ask," Sarah said tentatively, "does wearing the hijab ever feel like a burden in such a fast-paced job?" Ameena smiled warmly. "Actually, Sarah, it's my anchor. In an industry that focuses so much on how people look, my hijab reminds me, and others, to focus on my character and my work. It helps me stay true to who I am, regardless of the trends." Later that morning, the tension rose. Marcus, the agency director, called an emergency meeting. A major client wanted to change their entire campaign overnight. Everyone began to panic, talking over one another. Ameena waited for a moment of silence. "If we panic, we lose our clarity," she said firmly but kindly. Marcus looked at her, leaning in. She presented a logical, step-by-step plan that turned the crisis into a manageable task. When the clock struck 1 p.m., the office was still loud with the sound of the new project. However, Ameena stepped away. She found a quiet, clean corner of the meditation room. She spread her prayer rug and began her midday prayer. For those few minutes, the emails, the deadlines, and the noise of the marketing world vanished. This spiritual recharge allowed her to block out the stress and return to her desk with a heart that felt light and a mind that felt sharp. At lunch, the team went to a new bistro. Sarah noticed Ameena checking the menu carefully and asking the waiter about the ingredients. "Is it hard having so many restrictions on what you can eat?" Sarah asked. Ameena shook her head. "I don't see it as a restriction. Choosing halal is a form of mindful discipline. It's about being intentional with what I put into my body. It reminds me that I have the power to make conscious choices every single day." After lunch, Ameena found Arjun, a junior intern, looking defeated at his desk. "I feel like I'm failing," he whispered. "I can't keep up." Ameena sat with him and shared a secret of her success. "Success isn't about being the fastest, Arjun. It's about integrity. If you do your work honestly and treat people with respect, the rest will follow. Don't rush your growth. Just focus on being better than you were yesterday." Later, Ameena visited Leo, the lead designer. He was rushing through a series of logos. "These are okay, Leo," Ameena said, "but they aren't your best. Have you heard of the concept of Ihsan? It means doing everything with excellence, as if you are doing it for a higher power who sees everything. Even the parts of the design that people might not notice deserve your best effort." Leo paused, looking at his work with fresh eyes. The next day, Marcus approached Ameena with a proposal. "The client wants us to exaggerate these results," he said. "It's not technically lying, just stretching the truth." Ameena looked him in the eye. "My values don't allow for stretching the truth, Marcus. We can win this client's trust through honesty and better strategy, but not through deception. Excellence requires truth." Marcus was quiet for a moment, then nodded. "You're right. Let's do it your way." By the end of the week, the campaign was a massive success. The client loved the honesty and the depth of the strategy. Leo had produced his most beautiful work yet, and Arjun was smiling again. The team gathered to celebrate. Leo raised a glass of sparkling cider. "To Ameena," he said, "for teaching us that the small details matter just as much as the big ones." Ameena felt a deep sense of gratitude for her team. As they left the office that evening, Sarah walked with Ameena to the elevator. "I used to think your rules were just things you had to do," Sarah admitted. "But now I see they are the things that make you so good at what you do. Your hijab, your prayers, your diet, they aren't just habits. They are your guiding principles." Ameena pressed the button for the ground floor. They are my map, Sarah, and they help me find my way every single day.